Welcome back to Perkins Pipes. Got a bit of a gnarled and twisted pipe. The beautiful golden waffle pipe that Caleb at the Catholic Pipe Company made for me for my education book called The Golden Waffle Principle. Now, I'm not talking about education and I'm not talking about my book, but I wanted something that's a little bit on the twisted side for this topic. What is that? You'll find out in just a moment. As always, let's get this guy lit. Let's get to talking. Now, when I say twisted, I don't mean twisted as in a sick, twisted sort of way. Don't mean that at all. I'm talking about pretzels. Pretzels. That's right, you heard me. Pretzels. So, I very much thoroughly enjoy pretzels. So I want to talk about pretzels with you today. I like hard pretzels. I like soft pretzels. Soft pretzels are my favorite. That's what I'm going to spend more time on. So some years ago, we were in the town of Lititz, Pennsylvania. Family vacation, and we were out east, and we stumbled into this town. And we stumbled upon a place called the Sturgis Pretzel Factory. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull up their website here. It says the Sturgis family has continually baked pretzels since Julius founded his bakery in 1861. Now, we had a wonderful time. The town of Lititz is beautiful, quaint town, brick streets, that sort of thing. So we did the pretzel factory tour. In fact, our children were younger at the time, and they became official pretzel makers. They went through the making up pretzels, and they got their certificate saying that they are pretzel makers. In fact, I should remind them of that. So if things don't work out in their lives according to the jobs that they were thinking about, they can always fall back on that and be pretzel makers. Now, one of the things we learned, certainly I had not known it, pretzels started off as soft pretzels. And they were made as treats for children learning aspects of the Christian faith. And if you think about the shape of a pretzel, it kind of looks like praying arms, right? Praying hands. And then there are three holes among the twists of the pretzel, representing the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit of the Christian faith. So there's actually a lot of symbolism in the pretzel. But they started off as soft pretzels, I think Germany. And I'd have to look, I apologize for not looking that up sooner or before this in terms of the year or the time period when that started. But anyhow, that was the deal. The story goes, or at least the story that they tell there at the Sturgis Pretzel Factory, is that this young man, maybe an apprentice pretzel maker, left them in the oven too long. And this is back in the 1800s. Pulled them out, burnt. They're like, oh my goodness, these are ruined. What are we going to do? And the owner, somebody took one off the tray, bit into it and said, wait a minute, this is actually pretty good. The burned pretzel, it made it very hard, obviously, and said, there's something to this. So that's the story they tell of how the hard pretzel was made. So like I say, I like hard pretzels. I do like the smaller ones. I can enjoy the hard pretzel bites. I can enjoy pretzel sticks. I really prefer the actual traditional shape and the smaller hard pretzel. In fact, if there's some of that kind of stuff going at a party and they're sweet or savory, I tend to gravitate to the savory. And honestly, if it's peanuts or pretzels, I tend to go for pretzels. So, first question early in the video. Where are you on hard pretzels? Do you have a preference for the actual pretzel shape, the stick, or the pretzel bite? And when it comes to things at a party, or maybe at a, office gathering, whatever, you got sweet and savory stuff. Do you tend to go for the sweet, or do you tend to go for the savory? And if you had your choice between peanuts or pretzels, which would you take? Now, like I said, I really want to talk more about soft pretzels. A good soft pretzel, in my mind, my way of thinking, is one of the finest things that I went in my mouth to eat. Now, if you only had a soft pretzel at a sporting event, one of those things called super pretzels, you see them in the heat warmer thing kind of rotating around. If you've ever had that and you say, well, that's what a soft pretzel is, I don't really care for that much. I want to tell you something, that's cardboard. All right, that's garbage. That's not a soft pretzel. In fact, half the time it's kind of hard because it's just stale. It's not good. Now, there's a place, at least somewhere kind of through the Midwest, I feel like it's not just in Indiana, called Auntie Anne's. Auntie Anne's. You'll see it in malls and different places. And I used to think Auntie Anne's was pretty good. Definitely better than the, the sports facility super pretzel. And then we discovered Ben's pretzels. Ben's pretzels hails out of Shipshewana, Indiana. Now, this is Amish country, northern Indiana. We first encountered them at the Indiana State Fair. To say that it is a twisted piece of heaven would not be saying too much. Soft, little sweet, little savory, little bit of salt on there, not too much. And let me just add, a lot of people like to dip them in cheese or other stuff. I'm not a dipper. I don't do that. I just prefer the pretzel straight up. And these things run about $7. And for my money, it's a steal at twice the price. Just heaven. Light. Oh my goodness, the texture is wonderful. A little chewy. And you want to pull your pretzel apart a little bit. A little chewy in that regard. So initially, it was just at the Indiana State Fair. That's where we knew the Ben's pretzels. And then they started popping up other places. They got some kind of a deal with Indiana University and Purdue University. And you'll get them at their basketball and football games. And then there were Ben's pretzels elsewhere. We, I think my wife and I were up in northern Indiana. I guess we were in Shipshewana. And went maybe to the original Ben's place. And that's kind of a nice place. You kind of go inside and order whatever. And they've got other kinds of pretzel products and so forth. But the classic, just salted pretzel. And so now we get them. And every time we go to a football game, Purdue basketball game, Purdue, IU, that kind of stuff, we always make sure we get a pretzel. Now, they're big. I'm kind of giving you a sense here. This is about right. Okay, so they're good size. And $7 a piece, you go, well, okay, you guys can share. Not on your life. Not on your life. You're not getting a bite of my pretzel. And you're not getting a bite of my children's pretzels. Now, my wife will be okay. She's like, I'll share off with somebody else's. I want a whole pretzel for myself. Usually my son and daughter want a whole pretzel for themselves and their friends, and sometimes we'll buy the pretzels for other people too. Oh, boy, that is good eating. You remember, this may date me a little bit, but do you guys remember Andy Griffith advertising for Ritz crackers? And he would say, good cracker. Well, good pretzel. I want to tell you something. Ben's pretzels are phenomenal. Now, we'll look on, I'll put a link to their website as well. I'm going to hop on right now and see if they ship. And they might. benspretzels.com. Here we go. Order now. You can order shop sign up. I don't know. Maybe they don't. Online ordering. So maybe order catering. Maybe they don't ship. Maybe they don't ship. Okay. So maybe you'll just have to come to Indiana. Okay? If you come to Indiana and you're a piper, hey, talk to me. Maybe we could hook up and we could enjoy a pipe together or enjoy a pretzel together. So now tell me, what do you think about soft pretzels? Have you ever had anything other than the super pretzel at sporting events? Are there good soft pretzels in your neck of the woods? Now, I'm not talking about pretzel buns. That stuff's become popular too. The pretzel bun for burgers, I think Wendy's has that and some others. And that's okay. I enjoy a pretzel bun, and I enjoy pretzel bites at Culver's restaurant we have around here. They got that frozen custard, and they have pretzel bites. So that's all right. Well, I'm talking about actual soft pretzels. What's your thought? Do you like in what's called cheese? Do you like them salted? Do you like them unsalted? What's your preference? So anyhow, talk to us about pretzels. Folks, as Malcolm Guite likes to say, I do these little things in order at last to do nothing. Or as I say in Latin, Parva ago ut tandem, nihil agam. Have a wonderful day.